Okay, let's see what this is all about. A 1-hour digital course. Okay. Is any of this really their business? I can't put my... Well, they don't list my location, so I'll put the nearest one. I don't know what the hell they mean by allyship in the... I have no idea. My role. Again, really none of your business. Okay. Module 1. Hear from athletes and explorers. Well, I'm an athlete and an explorer. Diversity and the outdoors. What the hell has diversity got to do with the outdoors? Okay. Well, just because they're less likely to go outdoors doesn't mean that they're being disadvantaged. It's just probably statistics, right? Maybe they're not so keen on the outdoors, or they don't live in areas close to the outdoors. So saying that they're less likely is a spurious correlation right to begin with. You've got my suspicion up already. I think this is a load of bollocks. Many. I went to Switzerland recently and I saw loads. Again, it's a statistic, but that doesn't mean that people are forcing them to be there. Again, oh God, this sounds like it's based on critical race theory, which is an utter load of trash. Well, yes, so what? I mean, who cares, right? Sport England identified the following factors affecting. So they're not going out into the outdoors because they're discriminated against. What a load of complete and utter barking mad nonsense. I know plenty of people from lots of diverse backgrounds who love the outdoors. I can't even picture a statistic which is strong enough to even allow me to estimate some kind of bias or correlation. It's too mixed. Well, a male-dominated space, what do you mean by that? That's again a statistic, right? Men are strong and do a lot of sports. Women didn't used to participate so much in sport, but to be quite honest, if you do go back over time, there are many, many, many famous female athletes. It's just not quite so popular with them. It doesn't mean that they were deliberately excluded, especially recently, because cultures have changed. And that's what happens. Cultures change over time. Statistics change over time. You don't force them to. They do these things emergently as people's attitudes change and evolve, and all sorts of other dynamics come into play, like economics, liberty. You know, people might have more free time or less free time. There are all of these competing factors. It is not a conspiracy. I'm feeling like already this is some sort of woke nonsense. Yes, I do agree that the George Floyd incident was a turning point, and I think it was important to talk about it, to get people's attention on maybe there is a lot of racial bias in some police forces, but let's not tar everybody with the same brush again, right? I was quite keen on the Black Lives Matter movement because I saw that there was an injustice, but that doesn't mean that I think that all policemen are like that, or all white people are like that, or all non-black people are like that. And that's kind of tough, aligning that with sport. Okay. Allyship.
Current state of outdoor space. I think things are improving, but we've still got quite a bit of a way to go. Ethnic diversity in snow sports looks okay, slowly, I would say. It's still obviously not there where it should be.
I guess, yeah, it's not there yet, but I feel like it's getting there. We've had a lot of pretty impactful events happen in the last few years, and I think conversation is great. I just want to see
where do we want to get?
Change. From what I've seen, I've been running my community for 4 years. I think it's a growing community. I think there's tons of people doing great work in the outdoor space, trying to increase diversity.
Okay, I just want to pause this for a moment, because I often hear this argument that we need to be getting somewhere, but it's still all about statistics, right? If for instance, by example, 90% of your community are white and 10% of your community are thus non-white, then expect in the majority of instances that 90% of people will be doing that activity. But it doesn't mean that they're disadvantaged, that the 10% are disadvantaged in any way. It's just because there are less of them, or they're less interested, or there are other reasons. It is not some concerted effort to upset people. So where are we trying to get? What is the point? What are the facts?
Generation, they want to like sort of see and people that look like them, and if we want to get more younger people out, that that sort of representation needs to be there.
The courses such as this that's been introduced by the North Face, like this allyship course, I think it's going to only get better. I hope we can do more, and that we will get there at some point.
Get where? You have not explained where you need to get. Get where? This is a really terrible kind of message to give to people, especially impressionable people, because what you're implanting into their mind is that there's a sort of predisposition towards them to hate them in some way, which is completely untrue. I have had the joy of working with so many diverse people throughout my life, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it all. There are good and bad people across all races, creeds and cultures. There is no single one of them that I could pick out as being a problem. Everybody has equal opportunity, but you cannot demand equal outcome. Outcome is based on the merits of your ability and based on other factors as well. Being in the right place at the right time, having the right friends, having the right people to help you or assist you or nurture you. There's so much going on which positions people in different places, and you can't force it. You just allow it to happen emergently. That's the way the world works. The laws of physics are emergent themselves. That's why quantum theory is so difficult to understand, because it's emergent. Order emerges from chaos, right? You can't insist that order be something that you want it to be. You have to allow it to organize itself. You have to allow chaos to organize itself and become order. But of course, most people don't know this because they're being misled by crap like this. There's absolutely nothing stopping any person going into the outdoors. I don't understand. I really cannot think of any situation at all. Yeah, sport is a good thing. It is very inspirational. It teaches you how to put yourself through planned adversity. Adversity forms you, it shapes you, it makes you tougher, it makes you stronger, it helps you to learn. It helps you to realise that life is not easy, it's not a comfy blanket. And sport and getting out into the outdoors has, to some degree, that effect on you as well. It can be adverse. And you enjoy the outcome of getting into the wild and getting fitter and adventuring and enjoying the pleasure of being somewhere new. So yeah, everybody should think about getting outside or doing a sport or doing something. All right, so I've got to, oh God, here we go. Which of the following statements are true? Well, they all are. So that's a fallacious question to start with, but anyway, let's not be too picky. People thrive when they feel safe, welcomed and part of a community. Diversity challenges the status quo by hearing different perspectives. Diversity enriches the outdoor experience for everyone. Diversity allows for better representation that truly reflects society. Diversity is taking over the conversation. Well, it is. I agree with that one. Diversity creates siloed communities for people of colour. Actually, it can do that because it, as a way of, in a sense, it's a form of positive discrimination when you try and claim that statistics mean something else, when you have a spurious correlation and then you make a claim, because you wind up people. So that can, I don't think diversity and the outdoors go together. So I think that's what it is. Please select all the correct answers. Diversity is not primarily intended to replace what's already there, but to enhance the conversation and allow a new set of voices to be heard in the outdoors, which may in turn challenge and oust discriminatory discourses. You haven't even explained what they are yet. You've said there's a problem, but you've not described what it is. Well, I don't know what the correct answers are then. Or I think that one then as well. Because it's problematic when you start making things up. I don't even think I can answer this because I can't give my own honest answer. You can't tell me that my opinion is wrong. That's not a good course, right? If it was a factual question of a fact that had been agreed by everybody and was common knowledge, then I would agree that I might be wrong. But you're asking me for my opinion. You're asking me to say what I think is true. And you can't force me to come up with an alternative opinion because I'm being blackmailed for a discount. I think this is bollocks. I'm not going to continue.